Hey guys, I'm Scottie Hill. I'm a senior, about to be graduating in a couple of weeks, which is terrifying and awesome. I was one of the founding fathers here. I got to be the founding chaplain, and that was really, really cool. And I'm thankful to be able to share this moment of brotherhood with you. So when Chris asked me about moment of brotherhood, I was kind of looking back over the past couple of years, and there are a lot of good moments that come up. It's a bunch of great guys that I love dearly and have spent a lot of time with and made a lot of memories and shared a lot of great moments with. But there's two in particular, and I've known these brothers for a long time. This goes back to 6th grade or 7th grade was a really key year for our friendship. See, 7th grade was a year where I beat Tanner Kent in an arm wrestling match. And then later that year, I rescued Tanner Kent and Chase Knott from these terrible bullies at the movie theater. You know how Tanner and Chase kind of weak, kind of have trouble sticking up for themselves, defending themselves, kind of easy targets. Well, I came through, saved the day for them, and that was a really big moment for us. Man, me, Tanner, and Chase, though, we have been friends since 6th grade. I remember meeting those guys when I moved to this new school. And I think my mom and my dad have been praying for Tanner and Chase probably before we even knew them. When I moved into a new school, they prayed that I would meet these new friends that would just share things in common with me, but also share a common faith. And I found that in Tanner and Chase. So we went through middle school and high school together. We played baseball. We did sports together. We had a common group of friends that we would hang out with on the weekends. Chase has this sweet basement that we would play ping pong and foosball and shuffleboard and all kinds of stuff. Tons of movie nights. It was a really, really good time, and our friendship was a constant through all the years of middle school and high school. And then I remember when it came time to choose a college, we all kind of had different things in mind. I wanted to go somewhere like Samford or Appalachian State, somewhere out of state, somewhere kind of cool, something that would make me sound successful or smart or something like that. And Tanner was going to go off somewhere and play baseball, and Chase was going to go play basketball somewhere. And through different series of events for each one of us and kind of different things going on in our own lives, and with those different options, we all ended up here in Chattanooga and eventually all at UTC. And so we hung out for the first couple of years, did random things, got to know Chattanooga together, and it was good and it was awesome. And I'm really glad that we got to share those memories. I remember towards the end of my sophomore year, when people were starting to talk about BYX, I eventually came on board, and Tanner and Chase knew that it was happening, but were super skeptical. I remember sitting with them in the UC, and I had this little cheesy business card, and it was like, if you want to bring BYX to UTC, come to this meeting on this day. And I just slapped it on the table in the UC, and they're like, he's going to talk about BYX. And so I did, and I told them about it, and they were skeptical, as a lot of people were when we first started. But eventually, and I'm really not sure why, I don't think it was anything that I did, I just think the Lord worked in their heart. They came around to the idea of it. They still weren't necessarily sure. No one really knew what it was going to look like, but they decided to jump on board. And I thought, okay, God, I think you might be up to something here. And it's crazy to me to look back on, that was 2 years ago now, I guess, right around 2 years ago when we were initiated as founding fathers, and to see the growth within each of their own lives, but also in our friendship. It's incredible. I think about, I guess it was 8 or 9 years of friendship leading up to our time in BYX together, and those were incredible years. And don't get me wrong, those guys were my best friends, and they got me through a lot during that time. But in the past 2 years, our friendship has grown and blossomed in ways that I never would have imagined. Because I got to see these guys step into their faith, and not just step into a deeper faith with Jesus, but to step into faith so strongly that they were leading the men around them. That they could be these guys who would go and talk at the big and little ceremony and encourage guys and motivate guys and lead the island party for this year, or to lead their cell group. Man, it's incredible to see the way that God has been working on them, and not only in them, but in us together, because I've seen how, as we've all grown in our faith together, it's brought us closer together, and our friendship is deeper and more fruitful now than it's ever been. And then that's the work of the Lord working in our hearts, and kind of molding our hearts together. And I think a really cool thing about this is to see how none of us planned that. None of us really thought that's where we would be at the end of our college career. But the Lord's plan and the Lord's timing was better and more superior than ours. Absolutely. He knew what he was doing when he brought each of us here. He knew what he was doing when he brought us to BYX. And he knows where he's going to take us. And it's been really cool to see each of us step out in faith into this next step after college, knowing that no matter where we go, we're going to be friends and brothers, and we're going to be with each other till the end. These are lifelong friends. These are lifelong brothers, and I'm super thankful for them. That's my moment of brotherhood. So then, I guess I'm just going to be Micah, and I'm just talking about spiritual stuff, and then I just can't help but to get my hands up here and just talk like this and just get real excited like I'm swatting flies and cutting like a ninja. And so when I do run out of things to talk about, I just kind of go, just, am I dancing? Am I fighting people? You don't know. Mostly I just do this though right here. It's kind of my default stance. Just 1 John.